Murder Drones is Glitch Productions' first major show. Well, yes, there were two shows beforehand, but this is the one that actually put them on the map. Their first actual success story before the earth-shattering success of Digital Circus. The pilot begins with literal exposition explaining the worker drones are these cute little round robot things created by J.C. Jensen in space. They worked until the planet they're on's core erupted, taking out all biological life. The drones made it work, until the company really did not appreciate the rogue robots, so sent a drop pod full of, well, the eponymous murder drones to hunt down all the other robots. You can already tell which disassembly drone is which. They didn't cheap out and have them be black blobs. And it turns out all this was explained to us via school PowerPoint, which is actually a really clever way to explain the world. It is blanket exposition, but it is told in a very realistic way. Weird comparison, but there was a 2004 movie, Confederate States of America, that told an alternate history story in, like, school documentary style. Which makes me wonder why more shows and stuff don't do it like this, or what drones did. Either way, this is our main character, Uzi. She's a vault dweller that just wants to explore the world. Played by British singer Elsie Lovelock.
Anyway, that's why my project is this sick as hell railgun!
So not the vibe!
She's Charlie's singing voice in the Has-Been pilot, Lila in Spooky Month, a handful of characters in 5YL, and very appropriate for Uzi, Nicole in Class of '09. So yeah, Uzi just built a railgun and brought it into class. The teacher is more upset that she just didn't do her assignment, which apparently had nothing to do with the history lesson. Then the railgun backfires, and despite what it'll do later, and despite creating a big dent in the door, it only shatters her screen eye, which she heals with an ice pack. I love the tiny background posters and stuff throughout the show. Lizzie and Doll laughs at her. One of these characters will be way more important than you would imagine. Then Thad the Jock walks in with Uzi.
I heard you,
I'm an angsty teen, Thad. Bite me.
This is her catchphrase. Thad knows about Uzi because her dad, Khan, built the doors to the vault. So everyone knows her via association, and as someone who's the son of a construction worker, I feel this.
What are you in for? Testosterone too hard?
That can happen?
Yes, it most certainly can. Probably not the robots, though.
Hey, those bandages look pretty badass.
No, don't blush at the Jock. We also don't actually learn why Thad is in the office, other than letting Uzi talk about how she wants to sneak out and use her railgun against the murder drones.
Oh, but doesn't your dad make awesome doors?
No more feedback on my repression today!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think.
Bite me!
The planet they're on is Copper 9, and they did creative, and it's not just an alternate Earth. Copper 9 is a moon of a gas giant that has its own satellite, so there's three things rotating here. They probably wouldn't appear as bright silver in the sky like our moon does, but you don't have to be super scientific about it. 3 a.m., Uzi gets up, grabs the railgun, admires the poster to her favorite comedy movie, makes sure the beanie's looking fly, and make sure to grab Dad's master key, which is a floppy disk. This is a society that really believes in sticky notes. Certification of best doors. This is not just a photo of baby Uzi looking like Eve from WALL-E, it's also a first glimpse at Nori, her mom. Making it to the first door, the show definitely cheats by having Uzi just flick the card between her fingers to have it disappear. I mean, she only has the front pockets to her sweatshirt to work with.
Oh, Robo Jesus!
Robots are Baptists, I know this.
Sneaking out to make out with my boyfriend that I definitely have. To measure the exterior hydraulic mechanisms of door 1.
Uzi jokes that the only thing the door guards do is play cards, and yeah, they're about as useless as the wall guards are in Attack on Titan. Khan is proud of his daughter taking up the family business of dooring, so he gives her his first wrench, which he also used to bludgeon his wife with after she was affected by the murder drone's acid, which was foreshadowed earlier, and I guess she was holding the family portrait when she was getting burned. And after all that, Uzi finally makes it to Metro 2033 and finds a literal tower of corpses. Like you can see a little subtle wariness in her eye. despite her going in anyway and grab a thing to upgrade her railgun. But then one of the murder drones fly in. There's actually really good build up to Uzi realizing the murder drone is staring at her that didn't need to rely on a big blah jump scare. They build the tension and it goes silent because you realize it's staring at you. Uzi pulls out the rail gun, but then it just superhero lands in front of her.
And they said pirating all that anime was useless.
But then she gets jabbed by the tail full of acid, much like her mom. But luckily she gets the railgun back. She literally has plot armor. Blowing the head off the murder drone. But before you celebrate too quickly, the murder drone has liquid metal repair skills. And luckily because of the plot armor, despite the fact the murder drone can completely repair its head, one of its eye sensor things is not working, so they can't tell that Uzi's a worker drone. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, the headbands to the murder drones are their real eyes, looking at the concept art. They see it via those rounded cameras, which makes sense technologically, but none of the worker drones have those kind of headband circle things. So I think their visors are actually their eyes, and then the headbands on the murder drones only help them see. Either way, this is N, played by the Tom Kenny of indie animation, Michael Kovach.
Hey, are you new to our squad? You're a little, short for a disassembly drone.
Is that a Star Wars reference or just a coincidence?
I'm serial designation N. Nice to meet you.
I'm kind of the leader of the squad in this city. That's not true. Everyone tells me I'm useless and terrible. Wait, I'm not supposed to tell you that part? Biscuits!
I feel like this is a perfect introduction to N. He's a sweetheart that's full of anxiety. Because of the bad eye, N thinks that Uzi's another disassembly drone. And then for some reason, the drones don't just have tongues, but they also, for some reason, have saliva that can cure the nanomite acid. N doesn't question Uzi sticking her hand in N's mouth, and not stick it in her mouth. It even repairs the hole in her hand. And then explains about the other two drones.
No! Please! Stop feeding my own eggshells in front of my family!
Thaddeus Thick Thighs over here is V. She's played by singer Noah Klopp.
And yet, I still feel nothing.
That's hot. She's fluent in English and Dutch and is the Dutch voice of Pomni and even Willow in the Owl House.
We besturen het met de kracht van vriendschap. En de maan. Waarschijnlijk de maan.
I heard this planet-wide toxic death storm is supposed to be especially inhospitable tonight.
Oh God, who are you?
I think V is just joking with N, because it doesn't really make sense why she wouldn't know who he is, given their backstory or even the fact that they came to the planet together.
I actually kind of have a crush on her. You can't tell her, okay?
Harley Quinn in garter belts over here is Jay, played by Sarah Kirby.
N, you're worthless and terrible. And if the company allowed it, I would straight up kill you myself.
Jay's awesome.
And the reason why they're attacking the drones is to get that warm, sweet oil to prevent them from overheating. Uzi points out that their ship was made as a one-way trip, and their company probably doesn't care about them, and just wants to be useful, even if that rebellious nature of Uzi makes him excited. The ladies arrive, so Uzi books it out of there, somehow not getting noticed. Reforming his head doesn't fix the eye, but a slap from Jay does. Our first hints at Absolute Solver and Sin. And flashes back to the last couple of minutes, and no, it doesn't count to the bite me counter because it's a reused clip. So N runs off after Uzi, and the girls think that's sussy.
Really? Bite me! Close it! Close it!
And just tears through all the door watch.
I'm sorry. I really enjoyed our time together.
But he's not sorry about all the drones he previously killed, or even the ones he just killed.
I can't have you shooting V with that thing.
Bite me!
You let a murder drone here? My beautiful door!
Give me shit later.
That plot armor doesn't stop Uzi getting stabbed with N's wings. She tosses the railgun to Khan, but in this moment of weakness, Khan shuts the door, leaves his daughter to die. It is pretty messed up, and it's not a good thing he did it, but I understand why. He had to kill his wife because they were dissolving because of the murder drones, so seeing the situation again causes him to literally shake. He's clearly traumatized from the previous experience. But even N is like, bruh, as the girls arrive. And they're actually proud of N and give him a branded ballpoint pen. I love just how generic and normal it looks. For some reason, this is Jay's main PNG on the wiki when she's affected by the red lighting. And starts listening to Uzi and questioning what are they going to do after they get all the drones.
Questioning the company? You just finally gave me the excuse I needed.
I don't think Tessa's going to be particularly happy when she finds out you just gave N AIDS. Uzi is short, so she reluctantly fixes N's AIDS. Oh no, the murder drones found the evacuation gym, and they got all 8 people in the vault. Hey, doll, you want to help? You want to do something? V is right there. You no? Okay.
Put that conventionally attractive male down.
Human Thad would look exactly like this. The others hide insanely quickly, and this leads into a fight between Uzi, N, and the girls. Uzi literally tosses a pen into Jay's eye.
Damn the well-made, quality-assured durability of JC Jensen products!
Not even expecting them to have like a battle-damaged cracked eye, but it should be red like how N was earlier. This is why I think their visors are still eyes, because she's still kind of blind after Uzi stabs it into it, and it depicts like a damage warning symbol.
Ah! My mind's in a weird place! Don't read into this!
Jay gets tired of this and sends out an EMP, which only knocks out Uzi and none of the murder drones somehow. Sword fighting with V, and N pulls a Catra and licks her, which grosses her out and distracts her enough so he can dropkick her. Then Uzi stabs Jay with her own tail, which is going to be hella awkward to stick her foot in her own mouth. She trips over some debris, but honestly, given that she's pogo sticking on these tiny cones, I'm amazed she can stand up. And Uzi blasts her point blank, tying V up, and the day is saved. But Uzi is still mad at Khan, so she goes into self-imposed exile from the vault.
Let's go, N. Everyone here can bite me.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Uzi.
Shut it.
You don't also want to grab Jay? I mean, I know she's only arms and legs right now, but you know she can regenerate. Okay, no. Moving on. Uzi watches the sun rise, but N can't because it'll overheat him in case you couldn't tell that the murder drones are vampires. This will be really weird by the end. And Uzi wants revenge on the company and wants to take out all humans. This doesn't go anywhere. Nor do these other murder drone drop pods assume they got hit by asteroids and sucked into the gas giant, I guess. But hey, what's that shit in your eye, Uzi? It's probably not important, whatever. Final body count. 18 or 19, depending on if you want to count Uzi's mom. Unlike the wiki, I do not count N or J because they get better. This was a great pilot. The animation and music is really good. The jokes are so funny, I struggled to show not that many clips, and I still ended up with a lot. Even the horror aspect, which isn't a lot, but it's still pretty frightening and builds suspense well. Uzi's a very unique, interesting main character. She's a total chaotic goblin, and you completely understand why she's a moody teenager given her environment. And has a precious Simon role of a dark side, and they balance each other perfectly. The rest of the characters don't get a whole lot of screen time, or really much to say, but you understand them still, like Jay being very corporate. Overall, I couldn't recommend this pilot enough. 9 out of 10. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button to see the rest of the series, and let me know your opinions in the comments.